YouTube, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be breaking down and going over the top 5 loadouts that you need to be using right now in Warzone. With Season 1 coming to an ending in just a few days, you could definitely expect a lot of these weapons to be very viable going into Season 2, so definitely take advantage of them now and level them up while you can. With that being said, this top 5 isn't only going to focus on Vanguard weapons, there's definitely going to be some Cold War and Modern Warfare weapons in there too that you're definitely going to want to give a go. So if you guys do go on to enjoy today's video or find it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and comment down below. It is always greatly appreciated and it helps out the channel a lot. And of course, guys, if you are new around here, I'm always posting the best Warzone loadouts, the best Vanguard loadouts, Call of Duty news, gameplays, and much more. So if that's something you guys are interested in, definitely feel free to subscribe. So without further ado, let's hop right into these top 5 loadouts. So coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the BAR and the OWEN gun backing it up. Now starting out with the BAR, this thing is absolutely insane. It is one of the heaviest hitting ARs that you can be using from Vanguard right now in Warzone. This build performs great at range because it has very minimal recoil. The TTK is very quick, especially if you hit them in the head or the upper torso. Even though the fire rate isn't that quick, it only takes 4 to 5 bullets to down your opponent. And on top of that, it has a fairly quick ADS speed for an AR, so here's what you want to use on it. F8 stabilizer, the 30XL, the G16 2.5, the Chariot WR, the M1930 underbarrel, the 40 round mag, lengthened, the grooved grip, sleight of hand, and finally fully loaded. Definitely give the BAR a go, this one is more than worth it. So moving right along to the secondary that's backing this BAR up, we have the OWEN gun. Now this loadout works hand in hand with the BAR because it performs great at medium and close range, while you have the BAR that performs best at longer ranges. With that being said, this OWEN gun definitely has fantastic mobility, especially with the setup that we're rocking with. The TTK is very quick because it has a very quick fire rate, and the minimal recoil that it has is easy to control, so here's what you want to use. We have the recoil booster, the 305mm, the slate reflector, the remove stock, the hand stop, the 72 round mag, incendiary, the fabric grip, acrobatic, and quick. So moving on to the perks that you're going to want to use for this loadout, we got double time, overkill, and amped. For the lethal, we have the frag grenade, and for the tactical, we have the stun grenade. So moving right along to the number 4 loadout spot, we have the MP40 and the Cooper carbine. So starting off with the MP40 loadout, I honestly believe that this is one of the best MP40 loadouts you can be using in the game without a doubt right now. This loadout is unstoppable from up close and medium range, and there's not many other weapons that can keep up with it. This is because the mobility is fantastic, it has a very quick ADS speed, it has a very quick TTK, and there is no recoil to it, so here's what you're going to want to use on it. The recoil booster, the 317mm, the ISO 2M, the remove stock, the skeletal underbarrel, the 45 round mag, incendiary, the taped grip, unmarked, and quick. You're definitely going to want to give this MP40 loadout a go, so don't sleep on this one. So moving on to the Cooper carbine loadout, like the BAR and the OWEN gun, this works hand in hand with the MP40. This is because this Cooper carbine build performs great at longer ranges and it has no recoil while doing so. On top of that, it plays like an SMG when it comes to the mobility and ADS speed, and it has a very quick TTK, so here's what you want to use on it. The Mercury silencer, the 22 Cooper custom, the G16 2.5, the Cooper custom padded, the Carver foregrip, the 45 round mag, incendiary, the polymer grip, tight grip, and fully loaded. So moving on to the perks for this loadout, we got double time, overkill, and amped. For the lethal, we have the Semtex, and then for the tactical, we're using the heartbeat sensor. So moving on to the number 3 loadout spot, we're finally getting some Cold War weapons in here, and that's the C58 and the OTS-9. Now when you go from Vanguard weapons to Cold War weapons or even Modern Warfare weapons, you can just tell that they are significantly more basic, considering you can only have 5 attachments and not 10. But personally, I think I enjoy it better opposed to having an overwhelming amount of attachments on a weapon. But regardless, the C58 is most certainly still performing right now in Warzone. This is definitely one of the more heavy-hitting ARs when it comes to the Cold War weapons. It has a quick TTK, no recoil, and it performs great at long range, so here's what you want to use. The agency suppressor, the 18.5 task force, the arms 3-time optic, the field agent grip, and the 55 round mag. So moving on to the OTS-9 that's backing it up. This personally is probably one of my favorite SMGs that has ever been in Warzone. This build has been getting the job done in Warzone for the past few seasons now, and nothing is different in Vanguard Season 1. It has a very quick fire rate, which gives it a very quick TTK. There is barely any recoil to this setup. The mobility is great, and the ADS speed is great, so here's what you want to use on it. The GRU suppressor, the 7.5 VDV reinforced, the bruiser grip, the 40 round mag, and the GRU elastic wrap. So moving on to the perks for this loadout, we got double time, overkill, and amped. For the lethal, we have the Semtex, and for the tactical, we're using the heartbeat sensor. So moving right along onto the number 2 loadout spot, we have the Cold War AK-47 and the Modern Warfare MP5. So starting us off with the Cold War AK, this thing still absolutely outperforms a lot of weapons in Warzone right now. It has a very quick TTK, minimal recoil, and the mobility is great for an AR. It nearly plays like an SMG in some situations. So we're rocking with the GRU suppressor, the 20 Spetsnaz RPK barrel, the arms 3-time optic, the bruiser grip to give us that better mobility, and the 60 round mag. This AK is a heavy hitting AR very similar to the C58, so I definitely recommend that you give this one a go. So moving right along to the Modern Warfare MP5. It's definitely pretty crazy to think that this MP5 is still a very viable option so many years later. This was one of the first meta SMGs when Warzone first came out, and people are still using it to this day for obvious reasons. This build has fantastic mobility, great hip firing accuracy, mobility, a quick ADS speed, a quick TTK, and barely any recoil, so here's what you want to use on it. Integral suppressor, the tack layers of the Merc foregrip, the 45 round mag, and the stippled grip tape. Definitely give this thing a go again, especially if you haven't used it in a long time, because you will not regret it whatsoever. So moving on to the perks for this loadout, we got double time, overkill, and amped. For the lethal, we have the Semtex grenade, and for the tactical, we're using the heartbeat sensor. So moving on to the number one loadout spot, we have the STG and the Milano. So for our STG build, it definitely performs its best at long and medium range gunfights. This loadout has a little recoil, but it's definitely easy to control and maintain, because if you end up hitting all those shots, you're going to end up downing your opponent very quickly, especially if it's in the head or the upper torso. So we're rocking with the F8 stabilizer, the 760mm, the G16 2.5, the Constance tactical for the stock, the Carver foregrip, the 60 round mag, lengthened, the granular grip, sleight of hand, and fully loaded. So moving along to the Milano that's backing this STG up. Now this build has always been a lot of fun to use and has been very viable for the past few seasons, just like the OTS-9. It performs best at close and medium range, and it barely has any recoil, so it can get the job done from longer ranges too. It has great hipfire accuracy, great mobility, a quick ADS speed, and a quick TTK, so here's what you want to use on it. The agency suppressor, the 10.6 task force, the Raider stock, the bruiser grip, and the 55 round mag. So for the perks on this loadout, we got double time, overkill, and amped. For the lethal, we have the Semtex, and for the tactical, we have the heartbeat sensor. Feel free to throw on whatever you prefer for the lethal and tactical, that's just what I'm using. So there you guys have it. These are the top 5 loadouts in my opinion that you need to be using right now in Warzone, and the loadouts that you're going to want to be using at the beginning of Season 2. It's definitely very possible that we'll see some weapon tuning when Season 2 is released, so be sure you're subscribed because I'll be covering all that, but we can almost guarantee that our Cold War and Modern Warfare weapons won't be touched when it comes to weapon tuning, so we can always fall back on them and use them if needed. I definitely recommend that you give all these loadouts that I went over in today's video a go, because they are statistically some of the best in the game and they definitely get the job done right now. So with all that being said, if you guys did go on to enjoy today's video or found it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and comment down below. And of course guys, if you are new around here, I'm always posting the best Warzone loadouts, the best Vanguard loadouts, gameplays, and I'm going to be covering all the Season 2 news, so definitely be sure to subscribe to never miss out. But with all that, thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.